Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, The Beginnings of Science. First off, I want to apologize for the bad audio quality for the last couple episodes. I finally found out what the problem was with my headset microphone, and it was, of course, user error, like anything else that goes wrong with the program. Sorry about that. Today, I have a little special episode I wanted to do. I thought about doing it for a while, and I think this will be kind of humorous to watch. We're going to go over to this island over where the other runway is over on the other island. But we're not going to fly there, and you'll see why in a moment. So we'll go into the spaceplane hangar, and we are going to load up the Sea Voyager Mark IV. Now this little craft I got inspired when Scott Manley did a seaplane, but I thought, well, I suck at flying planes, and I don't really want to fly a plane for that reason until I get better at it. But I wanted to make something that could go across water, and I was like, well, how do I launch it and get it into the water? And then it hit me. Why not make a rover? And this is the idea I came up with. Now, obviously, my original idea did not have the Science Junior up here, but the basic design stayed the same. It's got a couple intakes, a whole mess of radial ones, and those you'll see why they're needed later, a cockpit, and just a single engine and some fins. Doesn't look like very much, but this will go across the land, and it will go across water. So, with that, I'll make sure we got our science. Okay, I had to move these off so I could access this, and even though I know I can recover the whole vessel, I wanted to leave this on here just for fun. So, with that, we are going to launch. Now, I will say it is kind of loud when it hits the water because of the amount of problems it's going to have. Oh, we have science. Well, we'll take that. Keep. And Jebediah Kerman's going to EVA out. Oops, he's going to get back in and put the brakes on. Brakes are very important. Now he'll EVA out. And should be able to take all the data. Take the data and store it. Do we need a crew report? I can't remember. We already have a crew report. Do we have an EVA report? I know I don't need the science. No, we don't want a log. We want... Okay, so we have all that. Just to make sure we don't have this already. Okay, we already have that. And we will fire up the main engine. Turn off the brakes. It's got lights so we can see where we're going, kind of. Now with this I do have to kind of watch the speed that I go. So it's going to be a rather slow video. Using a low atmospheric jet engine. Not the most efficient engine, but it works because we're not very high up in the atmosphere, obviously. We're going to be right at sea level. We have tons of intakes. Kind of stable. It's got wheels here. It's got one wheel up front that's off the ground, actually. And those that have seen my forum post about this know that this ship does work in the water. But why are all these intakes facing backwards? Well, if you've seen Scott Manley's video, and I'll try to remember to link it, you know why these are already here, but if not, you will see. don't think I've actually landed anything over there in this series. So, ooh, we have more science. Uh-oh. Well, we can't do the mat bay and the goo. Let's slow down. EVA out. Take the data. Take the data. Take the data. And take the data. And yes, what I'm doing is kind of dangerous. Take that data. And yes, I know we have the mystery bay, the mystery goo and the materials bay. But for right now, we are going to go on with our mission. If you ever wanted to get cheap science, this craft, I think, would be actually what you'd need. You could get rid of all these regenerative things and either put batteries on, or let's go ahead and slow ourselves down a little bit. Now this tank here is just to extend it out a little bit because this tank wasn't long enough. Oops. Oh. Let's go ahead and pop the brakes on. I think it was 1. Lowers my ladder. Seismic scan, gravity scan, atmospheric pressure. Keep all that. EVA report. Keep that. We have a surface sample? Nope, we'll take that as well. That's a lot of science. We're going to keep all this. Now, obviously, if I would have brought more materials bays, had I known about it, I would have even more science. Turn off the brakes. Go ahead and let that throttle back up. The other reason I was kind of inspired to do this is, I don't know if anybody watches Top Gear, but I seen their attempt at making an amphibious car. Okay, now I have to really slow down. And I thought it was quite hilarious, because I kind of like different cars. I've always wanted the Amphi car. And I was like, well, wait a minute, why can't we build that in Kerbal Space Program? So, probably someone out there can build a better craft than me, but I think I did okay. Okay, and we are getting close to the water. Let's go ahead and turn towards it. Start bracing. Now the only thing is I have to go kind of slow, or else it will crash. And here we go. The moment of truth. And you're going to hear lots. Pull up the landing gear. Now comes the fun part. Throttle up to max. And now we have a jet boat. Keep. Oops, forgot to pull my ladder up. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. because now I have to slow way down. This is probably where my RCS idea would come in handy. I could put RCS thrusters on here and shoot us back the other way. Once I'm below... I think that's slow enough. Take that. Take that. Take that. EVA report. We already have. So let's go ahead and jump back in. And just to make it even more fun, we're going to drive it from here. You can control that. I thought that was kind of neat. Kind of neat. But as you can see, when I cross the water, let's go ahead and kick it up to max. Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, with changing those outer pods a little bit, I'm going to have to slow way down. Normally everything's centered, the weight's all centered, and it doesn't do that. But still, we're traveling at almost 68 meters per second. That's a pretty good boat. We should be out at that island in no time. We're actually 1 meter above sea level too, which I find funny. We must be exactly 1 meter tall. Now I could easily put a couple swept wings on here probably, or maybe a big delta wing. But I just wanted a boat. Because now I can say, I'm on a boat. And if you really wanted to be funny, you could put a chair up here in the center and drive it from the chair. But as you can see, we've made quite a big distance there. And it's only been 13 minutes since I started the episode and got out here. Now you're probably looking at it and going, well, wait a minute, how do you get back on land? And that's where this front nose gear kind of helps a little bit. It will drive onto land, though, I do promise that. I haven't drove it, though. I haven't drove this in a while, so we'll probably F5 when we get up there so I can get everything situated. Now it's just a matter of getting our goo container and everything studied and back out into being ready to, well, to recover the craft, because I'm not going to go back all the way across the water. That would just be silly. But I can take this and go to other places, which I will have to look up. I mean, I haven't even drained out of that first tank on either side. And you figure it's got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 tanks of fuel plus this little tank here. Which goes right across the water nice and quick. And the handle's pretty nice too. Now all that is these intakes bouncing off the water. That's all that is. That's nothing breaking. The reason this actually works is kind of silly. Intakes in this game are hydrophobic, meaning that, I don't know if you've ever made a plane and have it hit the water, but the tanks will continuously bounce across the surface. And mostly I mount them this way just so they look a little more aesthetically pleasing. But what it is it's pushing up on this engine and up in the center here. And there's our goal, this island right in front of us. In fact, Jebediah can look right outside the cockpit and see it. Trying to see. Now, for those that don't know, there is a little runway out here. And let's go ahead and pull that back a little bit. And you can land a ship out here. You can land a jet out on this runway. I've done it, I think, twice. But I thought, you know, everybody's landed planes, they've landed rockets there. I'm going to land a boat. Because nobody, I think, has ever landed a boat on the island runway. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody has. I need to aim. There's a little coastal runoff right here. And I'll come up and go over and up. So as you can see, I've collected actually quite a bit of data. 19, I could have probably had 20 some bits of data already. The neat thing is if you wanted to take something like this to lathe, it actually would work. The jet engine and everything on this would work in Lathe's atmosphere. You'd obviously need a way to get off of Lathe, but you'd have something to tootle around the big oceans of Lathe. Okay, I'm going to start throttling back. Trying to remember which coast which side I came in on. I think it was right here in front. Start turn in. And this is where it's a little touchy. As you can see, the ground's starting to come up. Fire up the engine again. Drop our wheels down. So our wheels are extended. Well, like I said, this craft is quite delicate. Probably someone out there could build one that could withstand a lot of impacts. Actually, no. Okay, brace, because we're going to start breaching the land. Come on, engine. Oh! Oh no! Like I said, very delicate, but it survived. However, my goal, I could do the science here, but I want to show those that have not seen it before. The island runway. Come on, jet, fire. Give us some speed. See, it only really broke off one, or the two fins in the back, which isn't bad. Hit this hill. Like I said, probably not the greatest design in the world. And here it is, the island runway. And you can see Kerbal Space Center is way over there at 31 kilometers or so. There's a tower with a light on it. I think you can see this at night when you're up in the sky, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, well, we've made our goal. Let's go ahead and pop that. Pop our lander. EVA out. Oh, this is still flying over Kerbin's waters. Oops, didn't get the data. Get all of our data, even though it says over Kerbin waters. Keep that, keep that. Actually, I'll keep that. Take all this data. Climb back in. I want to get closer to here. Not bad. It could have came out a lot worse. Huh. Well, we'll take that data. And take this data. Go ahead and EVA him out. Collect the data. Oops. Collect the data. Collect. Collect the data. Okay, we can't collect the data. So we do have to... Oops. We don't need Kerbal alarm clock on. Let's try this again. Huh, okay, well, we can't collect the data on that. Ah, I fell. You can see it's not fun being out here. Let's try that. Well, I can't do what I wanted to do, so hopefully you enjoyed the episode of my makeshift boat rover. Oh, probably should do this, because Jebediah was here. Let's take a surface sample. Yeah, it's worth something. How about an EVA report? No. EVA report. No. Okay. Flag. The island runway. I'm in a boat. So if you enjoyed the episode, I kind of had some fun with it. It's a little different. There was no taking off. Nothing like that. Just some cheap laughs. And just to show you some science that I collected for it. Oh, I really want to do this. You know what? I'm going to. The reason I put this on here is so I could do this. So if you enjoyed the episode, please like, favorite, and subscribe. And until next time, have fun.